Hey everybody,
Hey,
welcome to Disc Golf Chat and Todd with the quick trigger interruption. Todd, what is going on?
I got a day off today, so we just been out and about, um, me and Fabi, and getting some rest after a long week of deliveries at work.
Nice. I'm going to ask you to speak up just a hair.
Wow, really?
Yeah, just a hair.
Okay, I'll do some yelling today. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Talk like I'm 10 feet away instead of 3 feet.
Okay.
So, okay. Now, first thing I must say, this is my first full year into disc golf. So I've never really paid attention to the off season stuff because I wasn't around for last year's off season. Were you around for last year's off season?
Yep.
Was it anything like this?
No, no, this is unprecedented for sure.
Because when I
Definitely.
am seeing what is going on out there, when I think of like baseball, it's almost like ever who the best player is on every team, and then the second player and maybe even the third player, they're all free agents all at once.
Uh
It's
huh.
what it seems like is happening here, and it's absolutely insane.
Last year's off season, I think, was Paul announcing his big contract,
Hmm.
and a few other moves, like some smaller ones. Like I think Thomas Gilbert went to Prodigy, and I can't remember. Probably a bunch of just extensions last year. I think Eagle signed an extension last year.
Hmm.
Several of those, but no, it wasn't anywhere close to this year at all.
Okay, I learned something about Paul this week that I did not realize, and that was for those who don't know, Paul Macbeth. This is who we're talking about, not Eula Berry. We're talking about Macbeth right now. Is that his McLaren was his signing bonus?
Yeah, I learned that too. I didn't realize. I thought he just made a splurge purchase for it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I was like, wow, that's a pretty good signing bonus.
definitely. I
Not too shabby.
And Hunter Thomas on Foundation was saying it was about equal to what Ricky Wysocki's signing bonus is as far as value, but
But
that value goes down with cars, whereas Ricky's uh,
we're
bonus
jumping
goes up.
right into the first player,
Yeah, sorry.
Ricky Wysocki, who just went. Where did he go? He was from. He was with Innova,
DD.
and we'll talk about Innova, who everyone is abandoning all of a sudden. To say
Yep,
dynamic discs,
to the DD, not the D,
and
but the
yeah, I'm
D.
not big about talking about somebody's money, but when they throw it out there, we got to talk about it.
Yeah,
$1 million a year for 4 years, plus $250,000. Excuse me, $250,000 in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, which I had known nothing about, but evidently it's like investments
It,
or
it is huge. They're talking about that being one of the next big money things over the next who knows how many years. The cryptocurrency thing has exploded, and they're saying, you know, potentially it could be one of those things that in 5 years, well, in 4 years when his contract is over, that could be, it might be $15 million, it might be $20 million, it might be a handful of beans, but you
wow.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff online about crypto, but I just never looked into it. So
Yeah.
I know Ricky's into it. He posts a lot about it on his social media, but
Hmm.
yeah, I never looked into it. So
There's a lot of people making a lot of money.
well,
I was just like, wow. And the video for him signing that intro video was pretty awesome.
yeah. But it was funny because Brody Smith made this point where the helicopter left Emporia and then he just landed in Emporia. So it was
Yeah.
just for the commercial. But that's cool.
Well, my thing is, like me, I don't know where Emporia is. I would not have known that. So to me,
Yeah,
it
sure.
looks really awesome.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, that's really cool.
And it was Ricky's first helicopter ride, from what I saw.
I still have not had one.
No, nor have I.
Well, we just got to sign a contract somewhere.
We're working on it.
My signing bonus is to get in the helicopter at Lynchburg Airport and to do a quick loop of the city and land back at Lynchburg Airport.
I'll take that.
So, I mean, that to me, wow. Um, let's see. What do you think? Because he was with Dynamic Disc, and he had said that back to Ricky Wasaki, that he had been really, keeping those discs that he had before, and every now and again he would say, "I don't know why I still have it," and now he gets to bring those discs back out.
Yeah, he was actually with Latitude, but since
Mhm.
they're part of Trilogy, he
Yeah.
was able to throw a lot of dynamic discs, and he's famous for winning those World Series. I mean, what do you call it? World titles.
World Championships.
Yeah, he didn't play baseball, but
Yeah,
yeah,
hey, you know what? You only got to play 1 year to win a series.
that's true. But yeah, he won those 2 titles with Trilogy, and he was famous for throwing those harps. Now he's really famous now for throwing pigs. So what's probably going to happen is they're going to give him the signature line, kind of like Paul has his signature line of
Mhm.
molds, and they're going to design a disc, I bet, that will probably be similar to a pig. But that's just speculation right now. We don't know
Yeah.
anything. But he definitely he harped on those pigs a lot.
Yeah. My question is, why did Innova never have a signature pig for him?
Oh, did they not?
I'm pretty sure they don't.
I remember seeing
I
a
know he's got
Saki bomb.
the Roadrunner. He did have one of those.
No, he had a Saki bomb. It was like a pig on a tank or something like that.
Was it?
Yeah,
Huh. I didn't think he had one.
there was a. It was a. Those were pigs. You'll have to fact check me, but I'm pretty sure I remember a Saki bomb pig that was like riding a tank and whatever. But
A Saki bomb pig riding a tank. Why
yeah,
does that sound absolutely hilarious?
I don't know if people outside of disc golf would really find that to be interesting or not. Probably wouldn't get them into the.
Honestly, I think people in my comic book community would be like, I would buy that comic book. You got a Saki bomb pig on a battle tank on the cover of a comic book. People be like, I
All
don't know
right,
what's happening here, but I need to find out.
it's not a tank. It's an airplane.
Oh, see, that's totally no one wants that. Huh. There you go.
A pro pig. So that's kind of like it's a tour series.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. It's a tank.
What is that a pig on a tank?
Yeah, that's a pig on a tank. Pig on a tank.
It's a pig on a tank.
So yeah, that's what I thought I remember.
Now I have got to go find a pig on a tank disc
Pig on
and
a tank
stick it.
disc.
I can stick it like right over here somewhere on my wall.
Yep. I guess they'll be on sale now since he's leaving Innova.
Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
Well, you know what? I think it'll be the exact opposite. I think people
Oh
will
yeah.
want to get them more because they're going to be out of production.
Yep.
All right, let's go with. I'm just going to go down this list that I have. That I don't really see much order to this disc. Maybe it's time when these people actually did stuff. Maybe that's when this is. Drew Gibson went from infinite to infinite.
Yeah,
He just signed an extension with all kinds of incentives, from what I'm understanding.
yeah, it's $1 million deal. That's the kind of it's true, but it's could be not true, just based on how he performs and things like that. But yeah, Drew Gibson is kind of his own independent sort of thing. He even
Yeah.
said that he doesn't like being a part of like a manufactured team because he makes the obvious fact that nobody's really a teammate. Everybody's still competitors against each other, and to limit yourself to one line or one manufacturer where there's so many other discs that he finds to be useful. For him personally, he just didn't want to limit himself to one manufacturer. So that's kind of his, from what I've heard, that's his the way he does things.
I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's gonna throw $1 million at me, I'm gonna empty my bag out and put in what they want me to have. But at the same time, like, again, very, very bad amateur that uses a lot of different discs. But I think if you're on that pro tour, after you throw a disc enough, you're gonna know what it's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought about it, because you will get used to it and consistent with it. But gotta respect the man for making that gauge.
Yeah, he was one of the first announcements this off season, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think all of these are in the last maybe 3 or 4 months back, all the way going forward. Because the next one on here is Kristen Tatar, and that was announced back in October, November, something like that.
Yeah.
Where she signed, was it 4 years for $500,000, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, something like that. And my thought about that, by the way, staying with Latitude 64 with her, I thought that was almost underpaying her.
I think
that's a ton of money.
Yeah, I think it's an underpaid, but she's probably the first FPO to announce her contract, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think she was the first, because Paige signed last year. I don't think it was ever announced what she got for it.
Yeah. I know Paige did mention in a podcast one time that she's buying her house with cash. So I think she's doing well.
Yeah.
Hawaii, by the way.
I remember hearing that, yeah.
So she probably got more based on her accolades, but
mm-hmm.
I also thought it was an underpaid contract, especially since down the list you'll probably have another FPO member that just got a new contract that I think it proves that Kristen was underpaid.
Yep. So. Yep. I mean, for me, Kristen, her name is so big in Europe and in America. I mean, you got these players that are big in America, but I mean, obviously they're going to be big everywhere, but they don't really dominate the Europe scene like she does. And I think that is a very undertapped area for the American players. And I think conversely, I think when she gets to America and plays more like she did this past year and just ran off 3 wins in a row. I mean, I think if she can, play both, I just think she's going to be huge.
And she's already really popular over here in the States.
Yeah.
Like the number 1 FPO player in the world, I can't even remember her name. You probably know her.
It's Evelina.
Yeah. But most people wouldn't even know her. But
yeah.
Kristen is probably the most popular European FPO,
mm-hmm.
if not MPO and FPO player that comes over here. So I don't know. Maybe it's a renegotiation clause that where if things blow up in the next couple of years, she could get a little more extensions to it or whatever. But
I mean, not to be one of those people, but she has that look that, I mean, she can be cover model, with discs and everything. I see a lot of potential there for her.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, I mean, to be on the course. I can remember that last one she won where she threw in on hole 17 a steep uphill, drained that putt, and then Paige missed her putt and
gave it to her.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's clutch. That's clutch.
I'm trying to remember
next. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it was wasn't that a major that in that one, I believe?
I cannot remember, but anyways.
It's like I remember the course. I remember it was the hole that Eagle straddled the guardrail on. I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Yeah. Next, Eric Oakley.
Eric Oakley, yeah.
He's the first one on our list so far that has moved from dynamic disc to infinite discs. He's clearly heard about my Cone Tiki, and he's like, you know what? I need some of that. So it actually says he terminated early from Dynamic Discs.
When he did that, it was a lot of talk that started to happen about Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
And because DD was probably having to start figuring out who they were going to let go in order to pay for the likes of Ricky. And I think that's when a lot of people started to talk. And something leaked out from DD's headquarters, because a lot of people started just talking about Ricky going to DD. And like Hunter Thomas was the one that tweeted it out as like a confirmed source that's saying that he knows for sure Ricky's going, and then people got upset with Hunter, but it really was not Hunter that leaked it first. You know, it was somebody within DD, I think, just started talking, and just people started telling their best friends and saying, "Hey, don't tell anybody, but you know, Ricky's going to DD." And he just starts telephoning down.
Yeah.
So
I mean, once it gets out, it's gone. It's not coming back. With something like that big, it's gone. You have, if it doesn't stay within that tight circle, forget about it.
Yeah. So once Eric Oakley left DD, it was like pretty much talks of maybe they're getting ready for something big, and it was a couple big signings they had, so they had to make some cap room, so to speak, even though there's no real.
Yeah, yeah, there's no real cap, but kinda. Gavin Rathbun from Dynamic from Discmania to Dynamic.
He's a young one.
Yeah, I mean, is he? I don't know much about him. I've seen him a couple times on some cards. I mean, he seems like he's got a lot of potential, but I don't really, like I said, I don't know much about him. Do you know more about him?
Not as much as just to say I've watched live coverage of him, and I've seen a lot of poise in his youth. He kind of reminds me of when Kyle Klein started to get really good and bring more attention to himself. Now, to see if whether or not it'll be consistent, we'll see. But he's got a bomb for an arm. I mean, he's bombing them out there and hanging with the best of the best on some tournaments, and so it's just more of a young potential superstar, I think. But he's going to have a lot of competition, I think.
This one, I mean, we might as well skip because I doubt either one knows a ton about this one. Nicholas Antilla.
Never heard of him.
He is European. I think. Where's Kristen from? Finland?
I can't remember that either.
Because I think they're from the same country, and I think he may have won the European Open this year, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be, but I think he did. I think he's a young guy. He looks like he can bomb it out there. You know, not as far as like Lazard or somebody like that, but potential.
You say Nicholas?
Yes.
I might have watched that European Open then. I remember watching the final round of some European tournament, and it might have been that. It's kind of a young guy, real skinny.
Yeah.
Kind of short. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him. Where did he go to?
He went. Oh, he stayed at Discmania.
Discmania.
Which is funny because I thought he was Latitude 64. Because in my mind, I just feel like everyone from Finland in that area, I just always assume they're or Sweden. I just kind of figure they're all from Latitude 64.
Yeah.
Latitude they just own that area, really.
Yeah, Latitude's big over there in Discmania, I guess.
But this person I have never heard of. I'm sorry, person. Cole Redlin.
Cole Redlin?
Yeah.
I listened to a podcast on the Flight Diaries about him. But isn't he like 16, 17?
That I don't know. Like I said, I really know nothing about him.
Where did he go?
He went from Discraft to Infinite EV7.
Ah, EV7.
I don't even know what EV7 is.
Oh, that's Drew Gibson's. He was first
Oh,
to sign on to that putter. It's just a
okay,
putter only
gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
jersey. Yeah.
yeah. To me, this is gonna be one of those players. Is like, I hope I see more of him. That way, I can say, "Hey, I know that guy."
Mm-hmm.
Matty O went from Prodigy to West Side because someone else got booted out of West Side.
Yeah, that's not much coming out from as far as what happened with Nico, but
Yeah,
West Side, which is a part of Trilogy, maybe they just had to make some room for some other players, and Nico may have been asking for. Knowing Nico, he's probably asking for like 10 million per year or something.
I would say he was probably asking in that $1 million range a year.
He probably was because
Probably was.
he
And if
doesn't.
he didn't get it, he ran up to a tree and threw a sidekick on it.
I don't think Nico. He doesn't really think he's the best, but he knows he's the best.
Yeah, yeah. To me, I was been watching some videos from anywhere from 2008 up to about 2017. The man was good.
Yeah,
I think he's still at about that same level. I just think some guys have gotten there and gotten a little bit better than him.
I
I
think he
still
has
think
a.
he's very talented and he's got potential to win stuff,
Yeah,
but I just don't think he's the guy that's going to consistently get the wins.
yeah. It seems like he just can't have the consistency like Ricky or Paul,
Yeah.
Eagle, etc. So
Mm-hmm.
he's just gonna be on that level of like Matty O and
Yeah. Well, Matty O, again, I was watching some of those videos and I was like, I cannot believe that he's been around for a long time.
yeah, he
I
played.
think it was 2000. In my mind, I think like 2007, 2008, I saw him in something.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
I don't know. Does he have any? Do you know of any titles that he might have? I can look it up.
I don't know him any. I don't know. I mean, I know this year to me, he's really stood out. And I had been watching some from about 2019, 20, and 21, and I never really saw him. So I thought, oh, he must be just coming onto the scene. So I didn't know, but he went from Prodigy to West Side. So um, the one biggest thing I know about him, he seems like he's a lot of fun, but I don't want to hear him talking about Alabama football every 3 words.
I know.
Man, that was a good shot, Roll Tide. Like, stop
it. And he has all of his discs named for certain players. He has, or at least he used to with Prodigy. He would have Julio Jones and.
I guess he's got to update his roster with Westside. I mean that's not a shot because I would probably have stuff named after my New York Mets and my Virginia Cavaliers, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama just needs to give everybody else a chance,
Yeah, I mean, why are they not a pro team by now? Is my question.
They could beat the Washington football team,
and they might be able to beat the
Lions,
the Jags,
the Jags,
and my Detroit Lions. Let's see. Greg Barnsby extension at Innova.
Yeah, him and Nate Sexton are definitely ones that are probably more sentimental towards Innova. Mm-hmm. They've been around and they've been a part of, I think, some of even the front office work.
Yeah. I think Jeremy Colleague is right up in there too.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like right now with disc golf, it's like you don't really always have to be really good.
Yep.
Like Jeremy Colling or Paul Ulibarri, they're good, but they're not like winning tournaments or even really in contention a lot of times. But they're probably like what, mid-grade, like mid-level?
I would say upper mid, but not top tier. Yeah,
they did make the Pro Tour Championship, so they're definitely top 32. So, but yeah, Greg Barsby hasn't really been able to make much of his career after his world title. I think in 2018. 19, 18, 19 was Paul.
Yeah, because Paul won odd number years for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it even number? I think it might have been even number that he won.
Well, he won 19. I remember that. So it must have been.
All right, so then it must have been odd. Yeah.
Well, it was like was it 4 in a row?
What, world championships?
Are you thinking about Paige? Every other year?
Well, was it Paige that won every? You're right. It was Paige that won every other. You're right about that. That's right.
Paul, I think, won like 4 in a row, and then it was Ricky twice, and then Greg, and then Paul again. What else you got?
Matt Bell went from DGA to EV7.
EV7.
Thought Space / EV7.
Matt Bell always.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He always wins those putting championships. So he went to the putting manufacturer to try to promote their stuff again, I think.
Michael Johansson, extension at Discraft. He's been around forever.
Yeah, he was the one I actually met in person down at the USDGC.
He just has this look of this is just regular Joe out there playing.
And he's taller than me. I didn't know he was so tall.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like 6'4" or something.
He does not look tall on TV.
No, he's tall.
Wow.
Really nice.
Andrew Presnell. Don't know much about him. He stayed at Discraft. We do know this one. Andrew Marweed went from Innova to DGA.
Yeah, so DGA being so small, I guess they needed sort of a face. Matt Bell was their face for a while, their star guy. So look, Andrew Marweed he's gotten a lot of attention, and definitely I think he actually ranked top 10 because
I'm pretty sure he was in the top 10 this past year, because he's one of those guys that I look at for 2022 to be kind of one of those dark horse picks. I'm not saying he's going to win the championship or anything like that, but I'm saying he's one of those guys. I think he's going to make a big jump.
You think he could pull off a Pro Tour win or something?
Yeah. Because he was in the final card on, gosh, was it in multiple in a row? Because I know he's on at least one final card and he had a shot at winning. I mean, I don't know. It's something about him. I just think he's going to take a big jump this year.
Yeah, he's got an all-around game. Backhand, forehand. He's consistent quite a bit off the tee as well as in the circle. I mean, he's I guess he just doesn't quite have the experience yet to get the wins, the experience and the consistency. But yeah, I could see him pulling off a few wins, maybe at least one.
Macy Veladiaz. Come on, was I close? Was I close that time?
I don't know her.
Macy Walker.
Oh yeah, she got married or something.
Yeah, was I close though? Veladiaz.
I have to see the spelling, but yeah.
Velediaz.
Oh, Veladiaz.
Yes.
Veladiaz. Yeah.
I just know her really because she was when she was Macy Walker. I used to watch her play some. She was good there, and I think she won the Battle of Bedford this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought Natalie Ryan won it.
Did she? Because I know Macy was maybe Macy finished second then. But she was with Dynamic. She stayed with Dynamic.
Oh, is she another DD player? DD's done.
Yep.
They're getting a lot of players.
Mm-hmm. All right, Erica Cinchcombe, because I love their commentary. Do you ever listen to their commentary?
Who?
Erica Cinchcombe. She's one of the geese. Honk.
No.
Really, when they do some of the women's tour stuff, it's her and a couple of other women, and they call themselves the Hot Geese. At the beginning of the video, and they always go honk at the beginning of every video.
Oh, I don't ever see the beginning, I guess.
But she was with Westside, stayed with Westside. Oh. Adam Hammis, he stayed at Discraft.
That was a good keep for Discraft.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Nico. We talked about Nico already. Well, Adam for a second. He's a top 10 player, if I'm not mistaken, or right on that top 10.
Didn't he win 2 Pro Tours?
I know he won one.
Yeah.
Did he win? Did he win two?
Maybe just one. MVP, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm. And talent, very talented.
Dude.
So I think that's a good keep for them.
Elite putter. You got the distance. You got the consistency.
Yeah. All right, this one I got to be honest, I did not even know was still signed with anybody. I did not know she even still played. Des Redding, kind of a legend of the female game.
Oh.
She was with Innova and moved to Mint. I don't even know who Mint is.
Nor do I.
But she's been around forever. And she's multiple world titles. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure she's got multiple. And so yeah. Missy Gannon stayed at Discraft. She just got an extension. Definitely should have. Great talent. Finished the season on fire. And she has a game. And if you disagree, please speak up. To me, she has a game that is surprisingly good. She doesn't have that Paige Pierce driving distance. She doesn't look like she's doing a lot, but the score just keeps showing her making birdies and making pars and just making it to the next hole. And at the end of the tournament, you're like, wow, she just won another tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of like she's one of those track runners that just keeps a slow pace, like the whole race. And it's never out of it, but kind of, always in it in a little bit. And then if she gets enough gas and the other ones lose gas, she seems to be like sticking around all the time. So I'm sure, like for the likes of like Paige and Kat, they always have Missy on their minds because they know she's right behind them. But yeah, I think she's well deserved. I don't think she was Player of the Year, just based on head to head with Paige. But it's just that recency type thing where she got good at the right moment. I think I'm not upset with her getting Player of the Year, but
did she actually win Player of the Year?
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I just assumed Paige won Player of the Year. Wow.
Well, Paige head to head in the Pro Tour, Paige beat her 10-1.
Yeah.
So
but that wasn't that one in the final event of the year. Because I know she won back-to-back events and won a ton of money in those 2 back-to-back events.
No, because the Pro Tour wasn't based on USDGC or the Throw Women's Paint.
Okay.
But she did win. She beat Paige in one Pro Tour event throughout the season. I don't know which one it was, but but yeah, she just at the end of the year she did really well. I mean,
she's a player I've liked since I really started watching, and I was watching her in 2019. When I started watching some of those back events, and I was like, this lady has got a lot of talent, but I don't think she's is Paige or Katrina. I always kind of slotted her 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe even behind Haley and Sarah Holcomb, kind of maybe in that area.
I agree with you on Missy. Just if she does win, it's surprising, but yet somehow not surprising because she's always kind of there. So it's
I don't see any reason for her to not keep winning because she is just so consistent.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
She's got good enough distance. She's not, again, like I said, she's not throwing the 450, but she's throwing. I'm sure she can get 400. 350, 400, which is twice as far as me, over twice as far as me. but I like watching her play, and she seems like this kind of humble, like your next door neighbor kind of person to me.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong with that, but she just seems like someone you would know.
Very likable person.
Yeah.
That's what I can't stand about Ricky. He's a very likable person. Yet, like
You just don't like it because when he makes a long shot, he takes off running with them raptor legs.
Raptor legs, yeah. But he's just
wait. Is he not going to have raptor legs anymore?
That wouldn't stop. Why would that stop?
Well, didn't he have like a raptor disc or what? No, that's Discraft. Never mind.
That's Discraft.
Run with your little raptor legs, Ricky. Run, Ricky. Run.
Yeah. He'll still post about it like he always does.
You know what? I was going to keep the people that haven't signed yet, but we've already started talking about them. Next is Katrina Allen leaving Innova.
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Excuse me. Prodigy. Yes, Prodigy.
It's kind of like Innova, though. Is Prodigy and Innova are just having a bad off season from our perspective. So I don't know what they have plans. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on inside that we don't know about, but Prodigy's losing a bunch, and Innova too. So yeah, I don't know where. I've heard a couple podcasts speculate. Where do you think she's going?
I can't. The one I've heard is Discraft. I cannot imagine her wanting to be number 2 to Paige.
Maybe she would be a bigger contract than Paige. I don't know.
I can't imagine them giving her a bigger contract than Paige.
Yeah, I can't either. But
I would say one thing I think would make her happy. Again, I don't know her personally, but I think her having an actual line of discs. What's up, Hialeah? Because as far as I know, she's only had a couple of discs here and there. And when she won the World Championships last year, they made a commemorative disc, but I don't think she's really had an actual full line of discs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I talked, and didn't you say you could see MVP in that?
That's the one that keeps popping into my head, but I could see. I feel like I could see her with Innova also. That's the two that's in my head, but I mean, I've seen nothing or heard nothing that kind of say this is where she's going to be.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that would take her to Discraft would be the money. It would have to be pretty big, and the line of discs, like you said. So, but I'm not feeling Discraft just because she doesn't want to be in Paige's shadow.
Yeah, I mean that's my thoughts on it.
So yeah, I agree.
I will say this: Discraft, that is one thing that they do for their players. I feel like better than anybody is put their name on discs. I mean, everybody at Discraft, you will find them somewhere. You will find their name, and it's not like in little; it's big on the discs.
Yeah, they definitely market their players really well. It seems like Innova. It seems like they're just not really worried about signing anybody big. It's almost like they've already had so many big names. It's kind of like they got to sift out a few of the big names just because they're getting so expensive. Because they still got Calvin Heimberg. They still got the European players.
Yeah.
Henna.
Henna Bloomrose and Evelina not Sorenstam. That's a former golfer. But Evelina, yes, Evelina is also there.
They got Gary Kirby.
Because they were saying if she signs with them, their women's division is going to be huge.
Yeah, so I don't know about Innova. Maybe MVP, maybe Trilogy again. Not DD, but maybe West Side or Latitude. I don't know.
No, maybe she left and maybe go back for more money. Maybe they'll do that for
her. Oh, I guess
that's always possible.
Really? Okay.
I'm not saying she will. I'm saying there's a chance.
I didn't know if it would be possible or not, but
I'm sure they could. People renegotiate all the time. Like, I'm out of here. Not really.
But she's definitely good and deserves a lot of money wherever she goes.
Yeah. I mean, she won the world championship. Just saying. And to be honest with you, to me, player of the year should have been between Paige and Katrina, I thought. But
yeah, it was Missy's, like you said, likable, and you're happy for her. But it's like There's no way. No way
Yeah.
she was player of the year. But
I mean, to me, that would have been like if James Conrad won the male player of the year.
yeah,
I mean, he's like, no one dislikes him.
yeah,
He won a big tournament. He's played well. You figure he's always going to be in the top two cards usually, but you just don't go, oh, he's player of the year.
mm-mm.
Again, no disrespect to James because he's amazing.
Yeah. But they got it. I think they got it right with MPO. Ricky was all year. He was like first, second, third.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Kevin Jones signed an extension. I don't think that surprised anybody.
yeah, he did that little tease with Johnny Disc Golf, acting like it was going to be somewhere else, but all along he was just playing us. So yeah, he's a prodigy guy for sure.
He's one of those guys I would like to hang out with.
Seems like it.
I mean, I don't know why, but Paul I think would intimidate me. But Kevin, he just like, come on, man, let's go play, man, let's go play. And he's got so much energy. I just think he'd be fun to hang out with.
Yep.
One half of the Mandahano sisters.
Yeah.
Was that close? Did I say it right? Mandahano?
That sounds perfect.
Valerie went from Innova, another Innova exit, to Dynamic Discs.
Yep, along with her boyfriend.
Who is that? Mason?
Mason. Yep.
Mason Ford? Yeah. Wow. I'm looking at this. The next four on this list, and we've talked about one of them, all left Innova and went to Dynamic. You got Valerie, Ricky, Mason Ford, and Kona Panis.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
Hey, Dynamic, I think this is years in the making. So, because for years prior to this, they were getting a lot of heat because they couldn't sign anybody really notable. They were just getting a lot of heat for it. So I guess all along they've just been saving up for this. So
yeah. One thing that worries me about so many people signing with them is, and I've heard other people speak of this, is this going to be a bubble for them because of the COVID bubble, so to speak, where all these people they couldn't be indoors with people, so they started finding different things outside. Will some of a decent amount of these people say, yeah, well, I can do other things now?
Oh, you're saying they'll lose profits and stuff?
Well, I'm saying, will there be more people that leave disc golf? So there's going to be less money in disc golf because they quit, because there's people not buying as many discs and stuff in the next few years.
Hopefully they planned or prepared for that, because everybody knows pretty much in disc golf that the growth was mainly from COVID.
Yeah.
So you can't expect COVID at least you can't expect all the shutdowns like we experienced in the first year. COVID's still a battle. But I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be shutting us down like it did before. So hopefully they would have prepared for that. I mean, there's probably a lot of smart people in there, smarter than me, on all of that stuff. But
yeah, smarter than both of us, that's for sure.
I hope it keeps growing because
I'd like
to see.
I'm in a different spot there. I want it to keep growing, but I don't want it to grow so much that every time I go to a course, it's going to be packed.
Along with growth has to be definitely some more courses, but that's the thing.
And then and one other thing, I don't want to have to pay to play at courses too. That's another thing that worries me.
Well, I think it'll be just like any other sport. There's public parks with basketball courts and baseball fields and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be, I think, public parks with disc golf that are free. So that's definitely would be my hope too. It's like, I don't want it to become like country club, expensive to join and play and all that stuff, because that's definitely one incentive to disc golf is how family oriented it is and how affordable it is. So yeah.
I mean, like if they just for us just last year, New London Tech. I mean, imagine if that course all of a sudden it's like pay to play.
I could see that for New London for sure.
Because that's out of the way. It's its own place. It's not really connected to anything.
And it's
So stuff like that. It's like, man, you got this great course, and now I can't play it unless I pay to play. It's like, yeah.
and like the Bedford Parks and Rec, they might start needing some funds,
Mhm.
to keep up all these pro courses Paul's putting in.
I give them credit. They do amazing
Yeah,
work. I mean, when you look at the Bedford courses, and then you look at, and I hate to say it this way, but the Lynchburg courses,
yeah,
you can clearly see that they do a lot for those courses.
yeah.
Shout out to Bedford Disc Golf on Instagram. You guys are amazing.
They are.
Kona Panis, we kind of mentioned her a little bit earlier with with her contract. I am honestly confused about her contract. Is it 4 years for 125 a year? I mean, for 500,000 overall, or is it 500,000 a year?
No, overall, it's the same as
Okay, so 125 a year. And one of the biggest things that they put into it was her social media stuff.
Okay, so they have what incentives based on how much
I
social media.
assume that because she's a great player. I don't see her winning many. And that's not because she's not a great player, it's because there's so many great players ahead of her.
This is what I was talking about earlier. How
Yeah,
either
with Kristen.
Kristen's was underpaid or Kona was overpaid, but or maybe a little bit of both. But she's not Kristen Tatar for sure.
Right.
She's nowhere close to Kristen as far as talent, and of course, Kristen has a lot of wins. Um, I'm happy for Kona. I follow her on social media, and
Yeah.
I like all of her content. But yeah, she's not worth that. No offense to her, but she's not. She hasn't proven that contract yet,
Yeah.
unless they've severely underpaid Kristen.
Mhm. I mean, the one thing about Kona, her personality
Yeah,
is she's so. I mean, I don't want to use the word bubbly, but she's so bubbly. She's so likable when she's talking about stuff. I mean, I just want to watch more.
well, I guess you could see it that way. If DD finds her value not just in her play, but also in
Mhm.
her social media, it's kind of like Brody Smith. I mean, that dude's
Yeah.
probably is he might be 70th overall right now in the
Oh, is he
UDisc
that
ranking.
low? Well, he did miss a big chunk of the season last year too.
Yeah, I think he's pretty low right now, but he's valuable to Discraft nonetheless because of
Hmm.
his marketing abilities and such. But yeah, nothing. I'm happy for her. I like Kona. Um,
Yeah.
she might sell some discs for him, so and hopes she gets some
Nate
wins.
Sexton, I can't imagine anyone thinking he's ever going anywhere.
Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't
I
leave
mean,
in.
how much money would he lose if he went somewhere else, and now you don't have the Nate Sexton Firebird?
Yeah, I mean he's
I mean,
making.
he is synonymous with that.
Yeah, he's probably the most successful disc seller based on
Yeah,
that Firebird.
yeah. I
And
mean, every time one pops up, sold out
yeah,
immediately.
I think Paul might be number one as far as just the amount of molds Paul has, but I don't
Hmm.
know. The Firebird, I don't know the numbers on it. What sold more, the Firebird or the Sexton Firebird or Paul's line of discs, but it's probably the Firebird based on how many years it's
Well,
been
I mean, my thought is, are you going to say like one disc versus one disc, or one disc versus Paul's whole line?
Paul's whole line.
Oh, then I would say Paul's whole line
Paul's
is.
okay, yeah.
But if you just say one of his this would a Zeus would a Luna would probably be, my guess would be his biggest seller for Paul. I might be wrong on that, but I feel like the Luna's gonna be his biggest seller.
But Nate's got it made, man. He's doing all the commentating.
Hmm.
He's
Great commentator too. Great commentator.
oh yeah, he's the best we got, I think.
Hmm. You have him and Germ together. Love it.
Yep. But he's on. I think he's the team captain at the end of it.
Hmm.
He's yeah, he's locked into Innova. So
Yeah. One of my favorites that re-signed with Discmania, Ella Hansen, One Throw Ella. She posted she's so happy. She has a full year, so she's gonna be out there every week playing. Ella Hansen, you go, Ella. I like Ella a lot. I mean, to me, her thing is if she gets that touchdown because she's throwing it a mile. I think she can be right at the top of the women's game.
Seems like she's going to be sort of a pioneer in a way for like outsiders coming in and seeing how it's success that's available, or there's a lot of opportunities for people. You know, she's a ultimate player, and she I think she might be sort of like a bridge or whatever you want to say that might bring in some more people over the years, just like Brody.
Yep. So I mean, Ella, you go. Gannon Burr stayed with Prodigy. What is he like? 18?
17. I'm a big
17?
Gannon Burr fan. I like Gannon Burr.
Yeah. Gosh. To be 17 and to be that talented at anything.
He might be the next next superstar if he keeps going like this. He's still in school, and I think he said I heard him on might have been Nick and Matt show, but he said that he'll be finished with school, I think, at the end of 2022. So 2023, he's going to be full-time disc golf and focused on that completely. And he's already got plenty of potential there, sponsorships. Really good.
I mean, to me, you have him and Kevin Klein. Those two guys might be the next big 10, 15-year long rivalry.
Yeah. And you know how young Eagle is too, right? He's like 24.
Yeah, if you hadn't said, I was thinking 23 is what my thought was.
23,
24.
He's good for another 10 years, if not more.
Casey White, stay with Discmania. Not a shocker at all to me.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's with Simon Lizotte all the time. So no surprise at all there. I just wonder. He seems like middle of the road type of player. Doesn't seem like he's ever going to be toward the top. But then again, he's still young, so there's room for growth.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm excited about the next 10 years because there's so much more competition. And see who's going to get better and who's going to drop off and things like that. And to see some of the veterans like Paul, Ricky, Jern, Yuli, see how they can hang with them.
Let's see. Chris Dickerson, where is he going? Left Prodigy. Where is he going?
Yeah, I love that guy. He's he seems like a really good guy too. I always want to. Sometimes you just want to put him in Innova, but then I think Innova's probably not even worried about signing people right now.
Because it's funny. That's the first place that came to my mind was Innova.
But I just don't know if Innova's signing anybody because they have so many already, and they have so much more income from just disc sales that I don't think signing a big player would bring them any more money than what they're already making, because they got contracts with like Dick's Sporting Goods and Walmart selling discs there. If a beginner gets into disc golf, they buy Innova, they buy Leopards and AVRs and Firebirds and Valkyries and all that stuff. But Chris Dickerson, if Innova's in the market, I would say Innova. But other than that, I would probably just put him maybe with Discraft as sort of a secondary star to Paul, or one of the trilogies. What do you go, Discmania?
I don't think he would go to Discmania. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, if they go throw the money out there, he would go to Discmania. I mean, my first thought was West Side. I don't know why West Side, but that was.
I would like West Side with Matteo. That would be a good one.
I mean, like it's one of those things. Like, why would I think West Side? I don't know, but for some reason that's in my head.
Well, it's like we're running out of manufacturers that need superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's going to be having their guy or their one or two
Mm-hmm.
players, So some of these players are going to start having to sign on some secondary level contracts because they're not going to be Paul, they're not going to be Ricky or Calvin or Eagle. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
And my
don't
thing
know.
about him is where he goes, will they say you need to play a full season?
That's true.
Instead of playing a lot of A tiers and B tiers, it'd be like, no, we need you on the tour all year.
Yeah, so he'll probably have to find somewhere that's because I don't think he has any interest in doing a full tour.
Yeah,
he has family. I think he's got a kid. He sticks around middle to east
mm-hmm.
in the country a lot. So
if I'm not mistaken, isn't he from Tennessee?
Yeah.
So because I know I've seen him, Tennessee, South Carolina, and those areas all up and down the coast there.
He's one of the big guys that plays that Brawl league here in Virginia and North Carolina and stuff. It's kind of a local type of league. Him and Zach Melton and some other ones that'll play.
Melton the lefty. I didn't even realize he was a lefty until I actually saw him playing here at the Battle for Bedford.
Okay. Yep.
Then there's one more. I saved this one for last because in my mind, I feel like this is the biggest one that shocked me. That's Hailey King.
Okay.
I am stunned, first of all, that she left this craft. First off, you tell me your opinions, then I'll tell you mine.
My opinion is there might be something we don't know about as far as her health goes.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed to have something that she struggled with late in the season. I think she missed an event or two or something, and she might be dealing with something we don't know about. So if that's the case, then she definitely needs to get that worked on. But that's speculation. So
yeah,
I would say either that or Discraft might be making room for somebody else. But that was a big shock. I think Chris Dickerson was a bigger shock to me because I thought he was locked into Prodigy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Hailey as locked in because how young she is. But now Foundation just advertised some Hailey King, what was it, Stalkers or something?
Yeah.
They're going to have to sell that.
Yeah. Was it Vultures, wasn't it?
Vultures, yeah.
Yeah. My thought about it is I have heard, again, I don't know their contracts with anything, but someone said that she has cut with everybody. I mean, all of her sponsors. Mm-hmm. That to me sounds like she's taking time off. I think she's taking a year off. And I don't know if it's health. And I mentioned this on one of our podcasts earlier. I was kind of worried about her. Because, I mean, it seemed like there were times that there was something going on that we don't know about. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't know about, in my opinion.
Right.
And so I was worried about her. And then the next week she come back, dominates. She's that talented.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if she's just like, it's too much pressure for her being, what is she, like 18, 19?
Right. Super young. Yeah.
And that was one thing that worries me about like Gannon Buhr. I mean, he's talking about what he's going to be doing in 3 years. That's a long time for teenagers. Mm-hmm. That is a long time. And it might be something you love today and tomorrow you hate it. So I worry about her. And I hope it's just one of those things that she just takes a year off and comes back. Maybe she goes to college and comes back in 3 years, 4 years. Or, I mean, I just wish her the best. Whatever she does, if she just says, you know what, I'm back on tour, I'm just signing with somebody else, that would be awesome too. But the talent that she has, it to me is the best young female talent that I see.
Yeah, she's got one of the smoothest forms and all around player. She doesn't just rely on backhand or forehand. Really good putter. Yeah, pure talent for sure. At that age, she's definitely got a bright future in disc golf if she wants it. So.
Now, and one thing, she is just razor thin.
I know, right?
And that worries me too. It's like, my gosh, she's so skinny.
I know. She bombs them twice, if not 3 times, as far as us.
Yeah. So, if she does sign with somebody, what do you think?
Maybe Prodigy, or like Lat 64, or somewhere that she can still have some mentors. I don't think she wants to be the lead, like the top star of somebody's manufacturer. So I think she might still want some learning time and things like that. So I would guess Prodigy with my limited amount of knowledge.
I mean, I would think, I'm not saying she would sign with them, but I would think under those circumstances, my thought is, why would she leave Discraft when you have Paige sitting there? And Paige, again, from the sideline, just watching the tournament coverage that we get to see, it seems like Paige has very much been a mentor to her.
I think so. Maybe that still continues. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, that's just from us watching on the sideline. I've seen times when Haley's been kind of down. You see Paige over there talking to her, even though like Haley had already passed Paige in the tournament, but Paige is almost like pumping her up. It's like, oh, you got this, you got this. I think mainly so she could beat Katrina in that particular tournament, but that's neither here nor there.
No, Paige wouldn't do that.
So, man, I want to say Innova, but I mean, their European female side is really deep.
Yeah, just the way that the trend is going, I just don't see Innova signing nobody. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it could be one of those things. They're sitting on money, waiting to sign somebody. But why would you sit on money, letting such great talent go at the same time?
They might have to think. Well, I don't know when Calvin's contract is up, but they might be thinking, what do we need to do in order to keep Calvin?
That's true. That's true. Prodigy, that does sound good. Have her on the women's side. You got Kevin Jones on the men's side. Wait, that is where he signed, wasn't it? I mean, he stayed with.
Yeah.
I said that, then I mean, like, wait, that's not where he was.
Hey, don't blame yourself. This off season you're gonna have to really review who is where and what manufacturer.
Yeah.
Hard to keep up. I'm curious. I really want to see where Nico goes. I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And Katrina.
Katrina, to me, is the one that really gets me. I'm like, where is she going?
She's Chris, the superstar.
I love watching Chris play. The only thing is, I don't see him enough to make me really, really think about it too much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I saw him like on the whole West Coast swing and everything like that, I'd be like, yeah, where's he going? As it is, I feel like he's more East Coast. I guess he goes to Emporia, I believe. But I don't know. To me, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But one other little bit of information: Paul McBeth leaves Foundation Disc Golf as owner, and it seems like everything is just like, it's just time. I've got so much on my plate. No animosity or anything, and they'll still be doing content together. And I think the biggest reason, again, I don't know anything as per usual, but I think he really wants to focus a lot on, one, his game, and two, his foundation. Family first, then game, then foundation. So I think that's his thought behind that. And it's just, with so much going on foundation, the last year they have grown so much. So I think it's like, I just don't have time for everything. I got to do something.
Oh yeah, you got it. I think you pretty much got it right. I think he even said that. Like, he's just.
Yeah, I mean, well, I got literally everything I just said just from him.
Yeah, from his Instagram post or something.
Twitter.
Okay, but yeah, I was glad to see it. because I'd like to see him win a few more tournaments and stuff. He's my favorite player, so I'm definitely wanting to see him get a few more wins, but also he might be transitioning into a sort of a retirement phase. He's super old, like 31, and
He's younger than you. Shut up.
but yeah, I was happy to see it. I wasn't upset at all because we hadn't really seen him on the video content much, and I think he'll still show up every now and then. But I mean, happy for him, and all he's still doing a ton for disc golf, still trying to get it growing out in areas of the world that doesn't have it. His foundation,
Mm-hmm. I love that.
family. Definitely has family ties. I don't know if him and Hannah are thinking kids one day, but I don't know. He hadn't told me. He is my best friend. So
I mean, I've seen you in pictures, and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I hope that, and I mean, especially with the growing, where he's taking disc golf in places that you don't go, oh, that's a big disc golf place. I mean, he just had a video, was it last month down in Mexico? And he's talking about going to, where is it, Africa? And some places in Asia, maybe, if I'm not mistaken on that.
I've only seen Latin America, so.
Dude, he's your best friend. Come on.
The dude, he's being stupid right now. He acts like you don't know me.
That's odd.
But Ricky, I mean, he's still like inspiring others. Like even Ricky, his rival. Ricky's doing a foundation now. Ricky's getting the same deal basically with different time periods. But and he's pretty much been a pioneer for the sport. So yeah, first big $1 million contract. But yeah, foundation's grown so much. They're opening up a store. A small little store.
I did not know that.
Yeah, in their warehouse in 2022. It's going to be small, I think, just to kind of get their feet wet and like what it's going to be like to have. But you'll be able to actually go in and actually feel the discs and shop around that little shop. So,
well, that's something I've been really wanting them to do for a while now. So you got that shop just right here with us.
Yep, they got a big warehouse, so they're going to put it, I think, maybe just in the front of that. I think they're planning on other renovations for producers and stuff. So, yeah, they're growing.
Yeah, because I know there's one shop in Madison Heights, but apparently it doesn't open until 2 p.m, which totally blows my mind.
You heard of a disc golf shop in Madison Heights?
Yes.
I didn't know about that.
Do you know where Hardee's is?
Yeah.
All right, it's right beside Hardee's.
And those like vacant, like haircut.
Yeah, there's the haircut place. It's in that building with that haircut place.
Oh.
You should visit Madison Heights sometime. You would have known this.
I haven't been there since Christmas.
See, there you go. There you go. But,
and then Christmas was the first time since I don't know when.
There you go. Well, it's been there for a couple months, but every time I've gone, it's always been closed. Like, come on, open up.
It must be those that KP guy. I forget his name, but he plays with Peaks and Creek a lot, and he has his own private course, something Creek, out in Monroe. He has a farm out there, or I don't know if it's a farm or just a lot of land, but he built his own course, and they've had events out there, Peaks and Creek. I bet you it's probably one of those guys.
Yeah, I have no idea who it is because, like I said, I've never been able to get in there. So I do want to get up there sometime. Well, it's after 2:00. I can go now.
Let's go.
Yeah, he might close at 6. I don't know. But let's see. What do we got planned? We got anything planned? More disc golf talk as the season gets going?
Anything planned? Man, it's only like a month away before the All-Star
event. For Las Vegas.
You
know what? Before that, I want us to do talk about who we think is going to be the player of the year on each side. I would say do rookies of the year, but I don't know anybody that's going to be rookies. That's not going to work out well for me.
Scott Stokely.
That's true. That's true. He can be the rookie of the year. I forgot about that. Oh, by the way, I did see that Ella Hansen won a Rookie of the Year award, and I don't know what Rookie of the Year award she won.
Well, it's PDGA Rookie of the Year and
Mm-hmm.
then Pro Tour Rookie of the Year. So there's two different ones.
Did Gannon Burr win both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what? Maybe that's Haley's thing. She's going to take 4 or 5 years off, come back and be Rookie of the Year. Take 5 years off, come back, win Rookie of the Year.
I don't know.
She's the only 3-time Rookie of the Year. Oh, well. Juliana Korver, you're awesome, by the way. Not Rookie of the Year awesome, but you're awesome.
They'll have to just work on their criteria for next season.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to me. But you know what? If that's the actual criteria, run with it. So hopefully we can put out more on course stuff because that is fun.
I missed
what you blink when I said that.
I missed what you said. What?
I said more on course stuff.
Yeah. That was really
I want to do one at Fallen Creek. I've not done one there yet. And wherever else.
The short pads at Independence, they have like 9 of them in.
Oh, did they?
Not Independence. What's it called?
New London Tech.
Yeah, they have like 9. The short pads already open.
Yeah. I've gone by that. Like I was watching Paul do a video, and he was showing where some of them are. I was like, I just played the course. I did not even see them because some of them they're kind of tucked away. He's like, okay, maybe I just wasn't on that side of the course. That's why I didn't see it.
Oh.
But like I told Jason, I was like, I've played. It's like at Peaksview. When I started playing Peaksview, I played the short ones. So I've never played the long holes there. And I think at New London, I've only played the long ones. So I don't think I'm going to want to play the short ones now.
Oh, well, yeah, it might make for. I mean, you still got to walk the whole thing, so
yeah.
I guess you just maybe save yourself a couple strokes. It'll probably take me a couple strokes to get up to the short pads, anyways.
He's not lying on some of those holes, that is for sure.
It's giant.
Yeah, but you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm good. My throat's feeling kind of scratchy, so let's go ahead and end it.
Yeah, drink some water as you're doing these. I was just off a show that for about an hour and a half. Boom, on here for another hour. Tomorrow night, the Simply Incredible podcast comes back. Comic book talk, movie talk, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Join us if you can. Watch, enjoy, laugh at me for being such a gigantic nerd.
Never.
Wow. So yeah, not so much. But I guess that's it.
All right.
That's all we got. And you guys have an incredible day.